A lot of athletes swear by eating foods that are high in nitrates because they are so confident that it can improve their performance and also reduce their cramping. Now, nitrate is usually a preservative. So when you eat a food that has a high amount of nitrate, it's then converted into nitrite, and then once it gets to your stomach, is then converted into nitric oxide. So one food that has a high amount of nitrates is beets. So this review was looking at athletes who supplement with beetroot juice to see how it affects their performance. What they found is chronic supplementation, or taking beetroot juice for a longer period of time, will improve athletic performance and also improve VO2 max. And it also said if you're doing it specifically for athletic performance, you should take it within 90 minutes of doing your exercise or your performance. Because the peak value of nitrate in your body happens about 2 to 3 hours after ingesting it. So to maximize the benefits for whatever workout or competition you're doing, have it within 90 minutes of that exercise. Now, if you want to take beetroot juice, how much of it do you need to drink? So this other study was also looking at people who were taking beetroot juice as a supplement. So there were two different groups. So there were a group of men between 19 and 38, and one group drank 2 cups of beetroot juice for a week, and the other group was a control group. So to quote the study, for the people that drank the beetroot juice, there was a remarkable reduction in the amount of oxygen required to perform an exercise versus the control group. And part of the study also had the participants cycling. And the people that drank the beetroot juice were able to cycle 16% longer before getting tired. And also the blood pressure of the people that drank the beetroot juice dropped, and it was still within normal levels. And at the end of the study, the researchers concluded that this increase in performance could not be explained by any other means than simply drinking the beetroot juice. So what are some other foods that are high in nitrates and can get you this benefit of more nitric oxide? Well, other foods you want to eat are leafy greens like spinach and kale. Both of those are high in nitrates. Some other ones are also fish, dark chocolate, pomegranate juice, green and black tea, and also oatmeal. Now the last thing on my list, the 5th way to get more nitric oxide, is to avoid processed foods and alcohol. Now, I'm not talking about all processed foods because even some vegetables are processed. But by processed foods, I mean refined grains and refined carbohydrates. Both these sugars, refined grains, and alcohol can damage our arteries and limit our production of nitric oxide. So that means that even if we do all these other things that are benefiting us and getting more nitric oxide, if we do these bad things by eating these refined grains and drinking this alcohol, it's going to negate a lot of those benefits that we get. So this study actually found that drinking alcohol actually impairs the bioavailability of nitric oxide in our body. So that means that even if we have nitric oxide in our body, we're not actually benefiting from it. And this other study was actually comparing healthy people when they had an alcoholic beverage at dinner time versus just having water at dinner time. After just 1 hour, the people who had alcohol with their dinner had significantly lower concentrations of nitric oxide versus the people that just drank water. So I know it sucks, but if you want to maximize your nitric oxide, avoid that alcohol. So have you ever had a nap where you wake up and it's been like 3 hours and you're just like, oh my God, where am I? You were in this crazy dream and you just can't even like get back in the zone anymore? Well, that's probably because you were napping too long. This is why it's best to keep your naps shorter so that you don't drift into those later stages